On Venus, the pressure alone is enough to destroy your body before your brain fully understands what's happening. Not fire, acid. The atmosphere itself, every planet in the solar system has a different way of ending human life. Some do it instantly, some take their time, and a few do it in ways the human body was never built to comprehend. In the next few minutes, this isn't about imagination. It's about physics, temperature, pressure, radiation, and the exact point where human biology stops working. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sunday, and it almost completely lacks an atmosphere. That single fact changes everything. Without a thick atmosphere, there is nothing to trap heat, nothing to distribute it, nothing to protect you. There is no buffer between your body and space. This means Mercury does not behave like Earth at all. On the side facing the sun, surface temperatures climb to 430 degrees Celsius. That is hot enough to break down proteins inside living tissue faster than the body can respond. Heat does not arrive gradually. It overwhelms. Skin absorbs energy immediately. Internal temperature begins rising before pain signals can fully propagate. This is not burning in the traditional sense. There is no flame. Instead, heat floods the body faster than circulation can regulate it. Cells lose structural integrity. Critical systems fail almost simultaneously. But the danger does not end when the sun sets. On Mercury, night is just as lethal. When darkness arrives, surface temperatures collapse to minus 180 degrees Celsius. With no atmosphere to retain warmth, heat radiates directly into space. At this temperature, the problem is no longer heat transfer. It is structure. Water inside cells begins to crystallize. Not slowly, but abruptly. Ice forms within tissue faster than it can expand outward. Cell membranes rupture from the inside. Muscle fibers stiffen. Nerve signals fail. The body does not adapt. It fractures on a microscopic level. What kills you on Mercury is not fire or ice alone. It is the absence of balance. Human life depends on moderation, stable pressure, regulated temperature, controlled exchange with the environment. Mercury offers none of that. Day or night, the outcome is the same. The body is pushed beyond the range where biology functions at all. And it breaks apart not violently, but completely. Venus is often called Earth's twin. Similar size, similar mass. That comparison is misleading. Venus has the most hostile atmosphere in the solar system. Its clouds are thick with sulfuric acid. Its surface temperature exceeds 460 degrees Celsius. But heat is not what kills you first. Before temperature has time to matter, pressure takes control. The atmospheric pressure on Venus is 92 times greater than Earth's. That is equivalent to being almost 1 kilometer beneath the ocean. Except there is no water, only gas. Gas that presses down from every direction. Your body is designed to function at 1 atmosphere. A narrow range where internal pressure and external pressure remain in equilibrium. On Venus, that balance disappears instantly. Air does not rush into your lungs. It crushes them. The chest cavity cannot expand, lung tissue collapses under its own weight, blood vessels compress. Circulation becomes chaotic. This is not suffocation in the way humans usually experience it. There is oxygen, but the body cannot use it. The pressure overwhelms mechanical structure before chemistry even becomes relevant. Bones bend slightly, soft tissue deforms. Organs shift inward as the body attempts and fails to maintain shape. And only after this collapse begins does temperature finish the process. Heat accelerates chemical breakdown. Proteins denature. Cellular systems stop coordinating. On Venus, death is not dramatic. The body folds inward under the weight of the sky itself. You are crushed first, then erased. Mars looks survivable at a glance. Rocky terrain, day-night cycles, temperatures that sometimes resemble Earth's winters. But appearances hide a fundamental problem. The Martian atmosphere is almost non-existent. Surface pressure is less than 1% of Earth's. At that pressure, the human body behaves differently, not violently, but quietly. At normal body temperature, liquids begin to change state. Water does not boil into steam. It sublimates. It turns directly from liquid into gas. Inside the body, this creates a dangerous instability. Blood does not erupt outward. It begins forming microscopic bubbles. Gas appears within the bloodstream itself. This process is not explosive. It is subtle. Circulation slows. Oxygen delivery becomes erratic. The body tries to compensate, heart rate increases. Breathing accelerates. But there is nothing to breathe. The thin air cannot support gas exchange in the lungs. Meanwhile, Mars offers no magnetic shield. Cosmic radiation passes through the atmosphere with minimal resistance. Cells accumulate damage faster than they can repair it. DNA errors multiply. This is not an immediate end. Mars does not kill quickly. It weakens. Energy drains as systems fail, one by one. Muscle strength fades. Coordination deteriorates. Even standing becomes difficult. Dust storms can last for weeks, blocking sunlight and dropping temperatures further. Visibility disappears. Orientation is lost. Mars does not overwhelm the body. It lets it decay. Slowly. Silently. Until there is nothing left capable of sustaining life. Jupiter is not a planet you land on. There is no solid surface. No ground. No moment of impact. Only descent. From the moment you enter Jupiter's atmosphere, gravity takes over. And it does not let go. You fall through layers of cloud thicker than anything on Earth. Each layer denser than the last. At first, the sensation feels familiar. Wind resistance builds. The body accelerates. But Jupiter's gravity is stronger than Earth's, and its atmosphere is vast. You do not reach terminal velocity in any meaningful sense. You keep falling. Winds reach speeds of 480 kilometers per hour, tearing across the planet in opposing directions. Your body begins to tumble. Orientation is lost. Up and down cease to exist. As you descend, pressure rises steadily. Not abruptly. Relentlessly. The air becomes heavier, behaving less like gas and more like fluid. Breathing becomes impossible not because of lack of oxygen, but because the chest can no longer expand. Internal pressure struggles to match the outside world. At deeper levels, pressure exceeds anything the human skeleton evolved to withstand. Bones begin to flex. Not snap, bend. Organs compress as space inside the body shrinks. Blood thickens. Circulation slows. Eventually, the pressure becomes so extreme that matter itself behaves differently. Atoms are forced closer together than their natural configuration allows. The distinction between body and environment dissolves. There is no burning, no freezing. You are not destroyed. You are incorporated. On Jupiter, the body does not end. It becomes part of the atmosphere. Saturn appears gentler. Its gravity is weaker than Jupiter's. Its atmosphere less violent. But this is an illusion. Like Jupiter, Saturn offers no surface, only layers. You descend through pale yellow clouds, pulled inward by gravity that never stops. Pressure increases again, but differently. Here, hydrogen transitions into a dense, liquid-like state. The air thickens until movement feels like sinking through oil. The body resists at first. Muscles strain. Limbs move slower with every meter. Eventually, resistance overwhelms strength. Motion stops. Pressure continues. Internal structures compress uniformly. There is no sudden collapse. Instead, the body thins. It stretches and distorts, losing definition as molecules drift apart into the surrounding medium. There is no final moment. No clear boundary between alive and gone. On Saturn, you do not shatter. You fade layer by layer into a gas giant that never notices your presence. Uranus is classified as an ice giant, but the word ice is misleading. This is not frozen water you can stand on. It is a deep, dense atmosphere saturated with super cold gases and compressed fluids. Surface temperatures fall to minus 220 degrees Celsius. That is colder than any natural environment the human body has ever adapted to. The moment exposure occurs, heat leaves the body violently, not gradually, instantly. Skin stiffens before pain signals can fully register. Muscle fibers lose elasticity. Joints lock in place. Blood thickens as circulation slows beyond recovery. But cold alone is not what ends you here. As you descend, pressure rises rapidly. The atmosphere becomes heavy, then crushing. The body is frozen and compressed at the same time. Ice crystals form inside tissue while external forces squeeze inward. Cells do not rupture outward. They fracture. Structural integrity fails on multiple levels at once. Frozen tissue cannot flex. Compressed tissue cannot expand. The result is mechanical failure. The body does not remain intact long enough to preserve a recognizable form. On Uranus, freezing does not preserve you. It makes you brittle, and pressure finishes the job. Neptune looks calm from a distance. A deep blue sphere, smooth and uniform. But it contains the most extreme winds in the solar system. Speeds exceed 2,000 kilometers per hour. These are not storms you can brace against. They are forces that strip structure from matter. The moment you enter Neptune's atmosphere, motion becomes uncontrollable. Air moves faster than the body can react. Limbs are pulled out of alignment. Orientation vanishes. Pressure rises rapidly here as well, fast enough to change how materials behave. Carbon atoms deep in the atmosphere compress into solid diamond. The same pressure acts on biological tissue. Muscle fibers compact. Bone density increases beyond tolerance. Internal systems collapse under forces they were never designed to resist. But Neptune does not stop there. The wind finishes what pressure begins. What remains of the body is torn apart into fragments, then into particles. These particles are scattered into the surrounding atmosphere, indistinguishable from the planet itself. On Neptune, it is not heat or cold that ends you. It is motion. So extreme that structure itself cannot survive. There is no planet in the solar system that was built for us. Not Mercury, where balance does not exist. Not Venus, where the sky itself collapses you. Not Mars, where life fades instead of ending. Not the giants, where matter loses its shape. Each world reaches the same conclusion differently. Through heat, through pressure, through radiation, through time. Earth is not gentle because life is fragile. It is gentle because everything here exists within limits. Temperature stays within a narrow window. Pressure remains stable. Radiation is filtered before it reaches the surface. These are not conveniences. They are requirements. Remove any one of them, and biology fails, not symbolically, but mechanically. The human body is not adaptable in the way we imagine. It works only inside a very specific envelope of reality. Outside that envelope, there is no struggle. There is only physics. And physics does not negotiate. If you want to suggest the next scenario to test human limits, the link is in the description. That's where this ends. Nothing dramatic. Just the boundary between where life works and everywhere else.